Welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot, and today's pick a card reading, your next lover, who, when, and how. So today, when I prepared for the reading, I pulled the three lovers coming your way, and we got the creator, the poet, and the king. We're going to go much deeper into how these lovers come into your life, when they might be coming in, and all of the other energies surrounding that, including what zodiac signs they might be resonating with. So take a moment to sit back and allow yourself to pick the pile that resonates the most for you. When you're ready, you can go to the timestamps below, and we're going to get started right away with the first pile, the creator. Pile number one, we started right off with the creator for you, someone who is extremely artistic, straight off the bat. If your next lover is resonating with the creator, this is going to be someone who's very resilient, very earthy, very creative, someone who also is very used to getting things done, very used to manifesting their goals. They generally are not lazy people. These are people who work very, very hard. They're usually very quirky. Again, the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they act. A lot of times they can find like a solution where most people would not be able to find one, right? So the creator energy is a beautiful energy to have. If your next lover is resonating with this energy, they may even be an art teacher or someone who's in the field of art. So the creator is something that is just a really beautiful archetype. So now we move on to how they might come into your life. And in this place, we have a Mars and Sagittarius energy, domination. So this person is somebody who's also extremely competitive, right? So they're going to be probably coming into your life in a way of really making a splash on the scene, really making themselves known. If there's any place that they know, you know them. For instance, if you know them through some social activity or through their job or some work that they have, they're always going to be showing off, right? Or at least proving that they're the best at what they do, right? This is somebody who also in general really loves acting for humanitarian causes, the underdog. This Mars and Sagittarius energy kind of says to you that this person is going to come into your life with a lot of fire and a lot of sort of verve, a lot of attention-seeking behavior, but it'll be deserved because this is, again, someone who is extremely capable, who resonates with that creator energy. So we really, really, really love that. Now is the time for timing. What does angels say? Angels say that it's going to be within the next few weeks. So we're going to take a deeper look at all of this. And this is your spread pile number one. So we right away know that you're dealing with somebody who is extremely creative, who has a lot of fire, who likes to be the center of attention, who likes to win, certainly who is very competitive. So for instance, if you have other people around you, you're single, you may have quite a few people around you that you spend time with. This person is going to be someone who shows out, right? They're going to make sure that whatever they do, they're going to do it better. They're going to have more money, or they're going to buy more drinks for everyone, or they're going to do more, right? They're going to just show off more. If you work with them, they're going to be sort of proving themselves more at work. Just a very fiery energy. So let's go deeper with that creator. High Priestess, that's your intuition kicking in, and there's your lovers. Love that. Temperance energy. This is more Sagittarian energy. So we have Mars and Sagittarius. Temperance is the card for Sagittarius. Some of you may be dealing with that. Queen of Wands. We have an Eight of Pentacles. And I want one more for your spread, which is 10 of Cups. Beautiful. And that is kind of the ending that we want. That 10 of Cups is everything coming together. Happiness. Two of Wands. More fire energy. So here we're talking about Two of Wands energy is Mars and Aries. So again, more fire, right? Much, much more fire. So it's quite interesting. You yourself may be a fire sign, right? If those of you, if you don't know your natal chart or your person's natal chart, you may already be involved with somebody and they may be resonating with this. You can go ahead to the link that I have below and you can get your own natal chart done. That's the cosmic blueprint that I offer. It's beautiful. But yeah, you have so much Sagittarian energy, so much Mars, so much Aries energy. So let's take a look at the Lovers and a High Priestess. I think you already know this person, your next lover, because High Priestess is your intuition kicking in. As you are here at this reading, I think you're already saying to yourself, like, yeah, I know who this person is. You know, this is not necessarily someone that is yet to come in. I almost feel this particular pile is for someone who already knows their next lover, but you may not have just quite gotten to that agreement yet. Lovers comes in. So there's your reaffirmation that indeed you are already in energy contact with the person that you are beginning a new love connection with. Temperance energy is there, right? Queen of Wands is there. And that kind of resonates with this energy of Mars and Sagittarius and how they come in. When it comes to creator, lovers, and high priestess, you already know who this person is. Now, when we talk about how they come in, and we have that beautiful temperance, that beautiful Sagittarian energy. Temperance also, while we have that fire of Mars in Sagittarius, temperance is there to kind of put the brakes on. This is not somebody who necessarily is going to be very overwhelming for you. When they come into you, they have a lot of experience. Queen of Wands is a lot of experience. So this person is going to be very suave, very smooth, very charismatic. Although they indeed come in with a lot of that fiery energy, I do believe that they also have a very sexy, suave, kind of charismatic, smooth attitude about them. You know, they really play off, a very competent sort of character and personality. So now I'd like to get just a little bit more information about who this person might be. Let's get another one here. 9 of Wands. Interesting. And Leo, Strength card. So this is the card for Leo. So now we've had all 3 fire signs showing up. So very interesting. Let's get another one here. And more fire energy, more wands, 6 of Wands. Interesting. It feels like this creator, this person who's coming in for you, let's make a little bit more room for everything. This person who's coming in for you may have been trying to get your attention for some time. The emotions feel like they may have been there, been very present and passionate, but it almost feels as though the two of you, or at least your person, feels like they may have had to hold back. There's a feeling here of, with that strength card, sort of tamping down, acting necessarily on impulse or passion. The two of you may work together, right? There may be a connection here because this energy here feels like they're very competitive in a job that they have. So you may be working with this person already and you already feel the heat. Let's get a connection here. Yep, there it is, the Ace of Pentacles. You may have started a new job. Some of you may have started a new job and you met this person. It's a new opportunity that's come in for you. But this new opportunity has not only been in a job, but it's also been the form of bringing in the connection for your next lover. 9 of Wands, Strength, 6 of Wands. In the end, though, there is a victory here. I think ultimately in the end, there's a feeling, because this is your next lover, right? But the feeling here is that for quite some time, this has been building up. And it makes a lot of sense that you know who they are already because you already have a history with them. And these readings, remember, are timeless. And so whenever you're coming to this reading and it's resonating for you, basically, your message is that for quite some time, you've already been building a bond with this person. You've already been building a connection with them. Chances are this connection is through your job, through your profession. And there's been a really deep, deep attraction. There's a real feeling that there is an opportunity here with them. They are indeed very, very creative. So you may have a very creative job, the two of you, or you may have a job that you approach from a very creative point of view. There's such a desire to move forward, Two of Wands is that Mars in Aries energy I was telling you about. It's such a desire to move forward. It's such an ambitious energy, right? Look, like she's like looking out the window, like, yeah, I'm ready to take on the world. I'm ready, And that is there. There is a lot of ambition here. And there may even be a lot of mutual sort of professional ambition here as well. But ultimately, there is a victory here. I feel like for some of you, you may be part of the same project that suddenly succeeds or gets an award, or there's some kind of victory that comes in that the both of you really, really share. And I love that. That feels really good. That may be the event that's coming in over the next few weeks. For some of you, that event is going to be the event that kind of finally brings your relationship to kind of a fruition. And it's here we have more evidence that you absolutely work with this person, but it's good. It's lovely because the work that the two of you do kind of brings you both together. Eight of Pentacles leading to a Ten of Cups. That work, that being diligent, labor, that love of labor. You both really love your job, I think. I think they love their jobs, you love your job. And through that love of labor, this beautiful completion happens. This ultimately leads to a really nice relationship, I think, here. Especially when you meet somebody where professionally the two of you really mesh. You really mesh, you really do well together. You fit in a way, And then there's this deep, beautiful, romantic sort of energy that's blossoming. Remember, lovers is there, so the connection is strong. This isn't a light sort of crush. There is a strong, strong feeling of I'm falling in love with you. They're falling in love with you also. Let's get that clarity on these cards. Two of Swords. There's a decision. A decision comes in for some of you. I want one more. And there's that Three of Swords. Did I have to pull that third card? I don't know. I did. Spirit called me. There's a decision. So somebody may be betraying somebody else. Yeah, somebody may be betraying somebody else, and there's a decision. This person may be taken, or one of you may be taken. There may be some issues there with that. Something's going on. So for some of you, the message is that, well, how can I say for some of you, this is really an integral part of the reading. Three of Swords, you're absolutely dealing with some kind of betrayal, or there will be a feeling of betrayal. Now, listen, betrayal is different in a lot of, it depends on the scenario. You may not intentionally be betraying anybody. You may, everyone, perhaps one of you are already involved, but you're falling in love and you can't help that. And even if you did everything the right way, which obviously everyone should, if you fall in love with somebody else, unfortunately, somebody's heart has to break, but you have to be honest and you have to be, you have to be honest and principled and moral and do the right thing and, end one thing so that you can have the other thing. That's, and you can't, people will be brokenhearted and there will be a feeling, Three of Swords, a brokenhearted feeling. But that betrayal there, you want to take care of that. There is a decision here, Two of Swords and Three of Swords. This is the first time, a lot of passion all along, all this Wands, a lot of passion. If you ever want to know more about tarot, just check out my blog on my channel. I have a lot of blog up on my channel and my community page. I'll be posting more as well to go deeper for those of you who want to know more. But this is the first time we have some real swords cards show up. And this is all about thinking and making decisions and being honest and communicating honestly, being truthful, right? Paying attention and not really necessarily being caught up in all the fire and passion of it, but like having to now really sort of pay attention and make the right decisions so that nobody is hurt. So this is all coming to kind of a head over the next few weeks. Let's go ahead and pull your spirits of darkness and light. There's so much passion. Oh, if I feel it, right? It feels almost like sneaking off into the janitor's room or the break room energy while nobody's around. But you got to be careful, because, it's hard, but I can feel it here. There's a lot of heat here. A lot of heat. Spirit of the Skulls, Depression, Melancholy, Spirit of the Lighthouse, and Spirit of Hecate, Guiding Light. So, yeah, there's a little bit of melancholy energy at play here. That could be depression, illness. Listen, that's the darkness of being in a tricky situation. Or it could indeed just be that your person may have been resonating with some of that energy. Spirit of the lighthouse, returning, belonging, guiding light. Yes, we'll take that as it comes to you, how it applies to your situation. Spirit of Hecate, the goddess of the night, the crossroads, right? Crossroads, that's it. And that's a lot to do with this decision. That is, I dare say, a crossroads. Because when we're talking about third party energy, that Three of Swords, that feeling that somebody's going to be betrayed along the way, the decision is very important because it is, a crossroads. It's when you can't return, like the course of your life changes. That's the crossroads. This is a moment where your decisions are what, your decisions are the decision you make right now is going to impact the rest of the course of your life, sort of thing. So paying attention, Spirit of Hecate is there. So let's get ready to pull out your zodiac signs. What zodiac energy might you be dealing with? For some of you, Libra energy. For some of you, Pisces energy. Wow, a lot of air. For some of you, Scorpio energy. Wow. Libra, Pisces, and Scorpio. If you have resonated with this, go ahead and leave a message for the rest of the collective in the comments or hit that like button. I really appreciate that. And if you want to stick around for pile number 2, let's get started. For those of you who picked the poet is someone who is going to be a communicator, an orator. A lot of times these people are songwriters, they're singers. They are someone who's always going to have a way with words. Oftentimes these people just feel very immensely the sensitivities and energies of others. And for them, the best way to deal with that is to put that into words, to communicate. These are sort of angels of communication in a way. These are the people who are able to put their deepest thoughts into poetic words, into words that others can feel. And so you're dealing with somebody who really resonates with a high degree of artistic communication. They may also be very dramatic. Now let's get into how this person is coming into you. Here we have Mercury energy, Mercury in Leo. And we pulled this card when I got your piles together, and it makes so much sense when this card came out because Mercury in Leo is all about communication. But here again, we have a real sense of the drama. So if any zodiac energy resonates with the poet, it would be Mercury in Leo energy. Don't be surprised if this person makes themselves known to you through some dramatic gesture, like leaving notes on your door or communication in some kind of way that is very poetic and as well dramatic, right? Gifts that are somehow delivered in some kind of dramatic form, something like that, right? Some kind of way that through communication and drama and the flair for the creative, they're going to let you know that they're interested in you, and that's how they're going to at least be coming into your world. And when is this happening? Angels say in the near future, and that's your timing. So now we're going to get into the deeper portion of your reading where we're going to pull out a little bit more and find out some more about this poet and really how they might come into you. Now, this dramatic, this dramatic sort of activity of communication, right? This dramatic way of talking or communicating to you or, just even being made known to you. You may even just meet them through something like that. It could also just be that they're in a play. They may be an artist. They see them at a job or at their work or at their craft, and you see them literally in the moment of what got pulled out. So right away, we have 5 of Pentacles and 7 of Swords. We're going to need some more cards. You may be seeing them in the middle of their work, right? Let's pull the rest. That's the courage that they show. 2 sevens, interesting. And Page of Wands, their fearlessness. We also have the Hermit, and we finally have 9 of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, that Queen of Pentacles. So someone who's really worked very hard for everything that they have. Queen of Pentacles energy is someone who's really worked their way up. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you're absolutely dealing with an artist of some kind. They may be in the theater, they may be an actor, but they certainly have worked their way up. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck really indicates that underneath of this whole encounter with your next lover is a feeling of working towards a goal or it being part of sort of a career move, a career path. All of this is happening as part of moves that are being made to meet your career goals. Meet your career ambitions. That's what it feels like here right away. So, this new love connection may come in through work or your profession or a particular project or objective that you're trying to reach or trying to manifest right now. So let's talk about this energy, though, of the poet. Here we start right off with this person coming in with a little bit of shadow. They may have gone through a very difficult time with a job offer. They may have lost a job or lost a project. They may have, for some reason, had to start from scratch again. There may have been a falling out. This person may have dealt with some kind of falling out recently to do with their job, may have been a falling out with a partner or like a creative partner or business partner or maybe even a troupe or a group, something like that, where it also affected their finances, their ability to sort of, have a financial stability, right? A base of stability. And as well, there was a feeling of maybe some treachery at play. There may have been some people who really sabotaged this person. Seven of Wands really indicates that they may have had to come up against some people that were really out to get them in a way or out to sort of sabotage their growth and sabotage where they wanted to go with their life. So this really tells you something about this person who's coming into you and their history. If you know who I'm talking about, you've already met them, please sound off in the comments. I'm really curious. But when this person comes into you, you're going to know who this person is. You're going to know by this energy if you're resonating with this pile. You already felt that when you picked the poet, but you know this person is going to be highly dramatic, that excuse my cat in the background, that they have this history with their work, and they're really building back from that, right? And so what's really interesting is how they come into you is very, very dramatic. Seven of Wands and Page of Wands. So here we get a lot of fire and passion and drama. And I feel like it's almost as if they make themselves known to you through their courage. Like it feels very much a story of an artist who went through a very difficult time recently and had to build themselves up from scratch. It's through that courage that they're kind of building themselves back up. They're doing it. It's working. They're sort of saying, hey, to hell with the rest of the world. This is what I want to do. And it's all part and parcel of all of that you two come in contact with each other. And I think they really you really take notice of them. This is a real feeling that you take notice of this person through their work, through their art in some kind of way, through their desire to be free, be sort of follow their heart and their ambition, their creative ambition, their objective, no matter what, no matter how much they've had to deal with some darkness over here, some difficulties. Right away, I see Eight of Cups came out. Yeah, there was a relationship perhaps that broke apart for them. Now, this particular reading, Your Next Lover, Who, When, and How, is exactly one where we, take a deep dive into the person. So I do have other readings on my channel in the Pick a Card series, Love series, where we take a look at how they see you, how they perceive you, what they are attracted to when it comes to you. You might want to check out those if that's the path you're looking at. But here we're really taking a deep dive into this person. And I think that they interest you because they are so courageous. There's the Lover's card. I got to cover that up. I'm not allowed to have that on YouTube. It's so funny because they don't want the nudity. So we'll cover that up. But the Lovers comes out. You know what that means? This is definitely a fated connection coming in. So while they may have had their heart hurt or they may be missing, they may have walked away more so, or somebody's walked away from them. This is where the Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords energy comes from. It may be them who walked away because this treachery energy indeed could be coming from someone that they chose to walk away from, who won't let them go, who kind of really, they kind of did them dirty or maybe paid them back a little bit. And so as a result of walking away and going after what they truly desire, they really had to pay the price for it. And I think you find all of this out about your person, this energy, this history out, and something about them. You just feel like they're very courageous. There's that Five of Pentacles again. So you really see them when they're, you know that this person has really gone through a lot and is really, I want to say, beating the odds and all of this drama, this courageousness really, I think, turned you on. Three of Cups. Yeah, this is someone you meet through friends and you find out who they are and their story, and all of that is something that really, really attracts you to them. Their resilience, their ability to stay true to who they are. Like, they walked away from a particular relationship because it just didn't suit them anymore. And then you guys get this lover's energy. This connection with you is the connection that's actually right for them. But they had to pay a little bit of a price before they met you or came into your life, because that was when they walked away. They walked away because they weren't in love anymore. There was nothing nefarious there. But as a result of that, they definitely had to pay the price. Five of Pentacles coming out twice. They definitely had to rebuild themselves. There may have been financial issues that really affected their decision to walk away from this person, but they had to do it because they didn't feel like the relationship was there. And then they meet you and boom, the two of you get lover's energy. Definitely you meet them through a festivity or an event with friends. It may be that your friends invite you somewhere or to some kind of entertainment activity, a show of some kind, or something like that, where this person is there and you see them. You see them, their performance. I feel performance energy here. Let me pull another card to see where we're at when it comes to your connection, the two of you. That drama and them, what happens there? Wow, yeah. Right away, the two of you meet right away, Knight of Cups. There's a connection. So you see them. I almost feel like you see them. You may even be seeing, say, for instance, an example would be, I see a story here where one of you go out, you're with your friends, you go to this event. This person may be a performer there of some kind, and the two of you, you see them do their performance, and it's like, wow. And then at some point you have a moment, and then that moment is that Knight of Cups. You have a moment where the two of you really see each other. You look at each other eye to eye and something clicks. So not only do you meet this person and you're kind of blown over by who they are and their energy, but the two of you click instantly. It's a really, really nice love story. I'm going to be honest with you. Hermit energy is there and Nine of Wands is there because it does feel like either one of you may have, or both of you may have separately been kind of on your own for quite some time. Surely your poet has been, because they've walked away from something and really had to work hard to rebuild themselves financially, maybe even rebuild their career, their financial stability as a result of this breaking up that they had, and they may have indeed been in quite a hermit mode energy. Nine of Wands feels like really, working away, pushing through, continuing to be, continuing to work on your goals, even though it's hard and being tired. Let me pull one more card. And a decision. Now, this is interesting. In exactly the same position, the first pile also got a decision. There's some decision here that needs to be made. And I wonder what that's all about. So it might be a decision on either part, right? Your decision or their decision that comes in. It may have something to do with the decision to actually be together and come together. That's up to you, up to them. Look at that. I don't know if you can hear the siren in the back, but as soon as I pull that card, the siren starts. So that's interesting. You see how that applies to you, what that decision is all about. I'm curious, if you're resonating with this reading, go ahead and sound off below and let us know what that decision is all about. Because Two of Swords isn't, that's Moon and Libra. You may have Moon and Libra energy abounding around the two of you. Part and parcel of this energy, this next lover coming in, is all to do with the decision that's made. And it happens, angels say, in the near future. So, let's see what spirits of darkness and light you have. Spirit of the ring. Wow. The contract or the promise. Spirit of the fox. Spirit of the lion. Wow. This is nice. Well, let me talk about the lion first because that's what I mean about this poet. This is someone who commands respect and recognition. Yeah, I feel like you may be dealing with somebody who has some clout in their field. They may have even a little bit of fame or notoriety. People may know them, or they may just even be in that field with that poet energy where they have a career that just naturally involves being in front of people, being in front of big crowds. Spirit of the Fox is there. There is some strategy at play, some cunning and sly activity. Take that as it comes to you. And this may have to be your decision, Spirit of the Ring. Uh-huh. Contract, promises, commitment. Is this next lover more than just a lover? Maybe a spouse? I do have your future spouse readings. They may resonate for you. So let's go ahead and pull your energy, your zodiac energy, to see what zodiac signs you might be dealing with. Now, remember, you guys, thank you so much to all my people who have been subscribed to my channel for so long. While I shuffle these cards, give me a moment to give you a plug. My cosmic blueprint is finally ready. I've been working on it for months. This is a full cosmic blueprint. There is a link that I will put below, but you get your full natal chart, your interpretations, how Mercury retrogrades might be affecting you, what to do about them, full numerology profile, sacred geometric avatar, so much that you get. Just follow the link below. So for some of you dealing with a Virgo, wow, I like that. Some of you dealing with a Pisces, and some of you dealing with that Gemini. Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini, some of you definitely dealing with those signs. If you resonated, leave me a comment or hit the like button, which I appreciate so much. And that is it. Now, if you are called and you want to stick around for pile number 3, let's get started. Now, let's talk about this next lover coming in, who's the king. The king is the authority figure, someone who commands a lot of respect, someone who is very well-to-do. This is somebody who has already experienced success in their life because of the respect they command, the authority, but it's also because of all of their wisdom and experience. Someone who resonates with king energy, a king archetype, is someone who's naturally drawn to leadership. They're naturally drawn to wanting to know the most, be the best. They want to have everything that it takes to be the leader, that it takes to be the ruler. And so with this archetype, we're dealing with somebody who is very strong, very fiery, very ambitious, very strong when it comes to authority. Right, of course. Now, of course, are they benevolent king or are they a tyrant? That really speaks to the type of person they are. So now how do they come in? This is interesting. They come in, of course, with Mars energy. So it could have been Mars or Mercury, but here we have Mars in Capricorn, authority. Yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So how they come into you is exactly very much to do with the type of person they are. It's about establishing their sense of authority, leadership, respect. They may be somebody you come across in the capacity of them either being in charge of something, being the leader at something, right? You may come across them through their work activity or their profession. They may be the owner of something, right? In some capacity where they are the ones who are in charge. Whatever capacity that is, this is going to have a lot to do with how they come into your life. And what does angels say about timing? Well, the when is within the next few months. So this is on a little bit of a next few month boil. Let's go ahead and pull out the rest of your reading. Knight of Swords energy, a lot of communication coming in with 5 of Pentacles. Wow, 10 of Cups, that happiness comes in. Queen of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, and we have one more. There is Temperance. So Sagittarius energy, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Tower. A Tower moment. This is interesting because a Tower moment almost always indicates a moment coming in where everything changes. It's some kind of event that happens completely out of your control. A lot of times we talk about a divine event. Something happens, right? And something goes down and it comes out of nowhere. But what it does is it really disrupts the status quo of your life or a particular situation in your life, and it really changes your whole perspective. It can oftentimes be very jarring and dramatic, but what comes out of it can be a whole new outlook or a whole new set of options that you didn't think you had before, a different way of seeing a particular situation. So it's very necessary sometimes, especially when change is needed. So let's talk about this energy that this person comes in with. This king is surrounded with Knight of Swords, Five of Pentacles, a feeling of maybe breaking apart, I would say, maybe leaving a partnership of some kind. Leaving some kind of group partnership or agreement with others that kind of leaves this person rebuilding. This was an energy that came up in the second reading for the poet as well. Knight of Swords energy is somebody who's really kind of breaking ties with their past. They're kind of breaking ties. There's a feeling here that they're breaking ties with a lot of things that they're used to in their life, to do with perhaps even friendships or connections that have to do with perhaps their work or their money. Now, they resonate with the king, so this person is used to kind of having control of things. So there may be a period right now where they're really having to readjust that. This tower moment is interesting. It may be the tower moment that really is led to this kind of shift that's happening for them. This desire to break away from what they're used to, what they're connected with, starting all over from scratch sort of energy. Now, they do come into you through this sense of authority. This person is going to be somebody who's an expert at something. You may be needing them for their skills at something. This may be one way that the two of you connect with each other. It's through that sort of, I want to say, mastery of skill and mastery of whatever it is that they do, whatever their talent or their profession is, could very well be a strong component of how the two of you meet each other. Again, calling the best in to do a job. You may have some kind of need that needs doing personally or professionally, and this person is an expert at it, and you either come together through something like that. These are the type of scenarios that are involved here with this pile in this reading. Now, what ends up coming in, though, is a real emotional connection. So where the two of you kind of meet and come together is very practical, has something to do with a need being filled on a real practical level, either through work or personally. It's kind of feels very sort of random, but right away, Queen of Cups, I think that's your energy showing through, a desire here to even be connected emotionally for some reason. So now let's go a little deeper, because there's some reason that the two of you come together, but then very quickly it gets very emotional. I would say you're very sensitive to a lot of their feelings. You may resonate with a lot of the same energy that they have. At the end of the reading, we will be pulling out zodiac signs to see what kind of zodiac signs you might be dealing with. But let's go ahead and pull Nine of Swords, a lot of anxiety. So this might be one thing. This person has a lot of anxiety. 10 of Pentacles over that 10 of Cups. So everything works out. And a 6 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. Again, you had 6 of Pentacles here too, and a 7 of Swords. Yeah, this person has a lot of anxiety. And what I feel like is that when the two of you come together, you really make them feel better. You, in your own right, have a lot of, I want to say, sensitivity and empathy for this person. I think you help them in a very financial way. You may be the one who has a lot of financial ability right now, or stability rather. You might have a lot of cash flow. This person, this king, is resonating with a lot of anxiety because of this big change that they're going through. And yet there is 10 of Pentacles energy, 10 of Cups. Everything kind of comes together and works out. I think that's because the two of you come together and it all works out. But a lot of this reading has to do with you. You really step up in a lot of ways, emotionally helping this person deal with a lot of their anxiety, and also in the crunch time financially with that 6 of Pentacles. This shows up twice, but be careful because you also get this energy here of futility and deception. Take care that you're not dealing somewhere along the line with someone who is tricking you, trying to deceive you, literally work behind your back. You want to take care of that energy. If you are someone who is overly generous to begin with, and you tend to sort of, give too much. You may even have friends who tell you that. I feel that energy here. You want to just be a little careful here. This is not to say that your next lover is going to cheat you, but there's some energy around the two of you. I don't feel like coming from your king. I feel like coming from some energy around the two of you that is interfering or that may be wanting to interfere. It's not so much that they're interfering with the actual financial flow, but they may be trying to interfere psychologically, psyching you out to a certain degree. So take care of that. Temperance comes in, though. There's a lot of balancing and focus that is happening here. I want to pull another card for the connection here between them and how they come into you. That authority energy. Mars in Capricorn is somebody who does very well in business. Trust me when I say, someone who resonates with the king is not always rich or always successful, right? In order to really embody that energy, you have to be someone who's also gone through hardships and worked your way up. Any person who's been a success or who's finally made their first million will tell you that they've lost many, many times before. It's the persistence, right? It's the persistence and the ambition and the desire to get better and better and better that finally you break through a wall or a plateau and you experience success. But that is not something that's linear. It's very much back and forth, back and forth. You bounce between little successes and failures until you break through. And so what's the energy here? Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is interesting. A lot of the connection here has to do with money right now. With your king, it has to do with maintaining financial stability. You're definitely coming across your next lover in a place where they are very vulnerable financially, but they have a lot of skill, they have a lot of talent, capability. They are someone who has manifested a lot of money before because of their skill and ability, but they're in a tricky situation because of this tower moment. Something has happened outside of their control that has really made their money funny, right? It's something that really had, that they really had no power of. And so there's been a lot of anxiety. But somehow through them trying to hold on to their stability and maintain that is what adds to the two of you meeting each other, coming together, and ultimately working through it and finding your stability with that 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. Very nice relationship. The two of you come together and you're a powerhouse. But this is who your person is. This is what impacts how they come into you. So let's get ready to go ahead and pull your spirits. Spirits of darkness and light, and then we'll get your zodiac signs. This is an interesting reading. Very interesting reading for a relationship that is happening in the next few months that it takes a lot of input for you as well. Like you are actively a part of this particular reading. The other two piles for this episode of Your Next Lover, Who, When, and How had a lot to do with your person, the person coming in. The other two were the creator and the poet. But in this case here, this is very much as well, you being a part of sort of this whole thing happening because the two of you come together and you play an active role in really helping them out. 3 cards fell out at once. I'm going to take it. Spirit of the Black Rose, Spirit of the Key, and Spirit of Time. Wow. Revenge, tragic, romance. The Spirit of the Black Rose, that tragic energy kind of resonates here with that 7 of Swords. There may be some leftover energy from previous relationships or other connections that are lingering around the edges that are seeking to sort of interfere. Spirit of the Key, take that as it comes to you now. Spirit of the Key, there are solutions, spiritual knowledge, and wisdom. Yes, there is solutions here. And I feel like the two of you working together and very much you working as well in a very active way to help your king is what really brings the two of you together for lasting success. Spirit of Time, endless waiting. There is a feeling of waiting here. Spirit of Time. Angels have said it takes the next few months, but take that energy as it applies to you, however it resonates for you. If this is something you're resonating with, if you see this, if this is, you're like, yeah, this is my next lover. I'm already meeting my king. I already know who you're talking about. Leave us a message in a comment. Share it with the collective. I'm very curious. Let's go ahead and get the zodiac signs. Capricorn, yeah. And this is what we had here was Mars and Capricorn energy, right? So that's how Yeah, this person is definitely somebody who's used to making money. Capricorn, Aquarius, and Cancer. Now, for some of you who don't know your natal chart, I am so excited to finally tell you all about the Cosmic Blueprint. I've been working on it for months now. This is a really beautiful, full Cosmic Blueprint that I'm now offering. You can check it out in the link below. I will also have a link to the short here. You get your full natal chart with your interpretations for your planets and your houses, finding out where your ascendant is at, how the Mercury retrogrades affect you depending on what sign they're going through, what you can do about it, numerology profile and how that affects your love life, sacred geometric avatar that is created unique to you, power tarot card associations with your numerology profile. It's been taking me so long to work on that and I'm so excited. So I hope you enjoy that. The link is below and I appreciate you letting me take the moment to plug that. Now, this is, of course, the end of your reading. If you're ready to move on, if you want to stick around, this is, of course, the end of your reading, and this is the end of the video, pile number 3. Thank you so much for sticking around for this reading. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to leave a comment or a like. But for right now, I wish you all love, life, and happiness. And I hope to see you right back here on Bow and Arrow Tarot. Bye-bye.